What's up, savvy expats? You may find yourself in a rock and a hard place wondering where in the Philippines you should call home. I get it, you hear countless vloggers raving about Dumaguete, others going on about Sabu City, me touting BGC all the time. But one thing's for certain, each city has its own highlights depending on your taste and your preferences. That said, in this video, we're gonna narrow down where in the Philippines you should move to. So without wasting time, let's get straight into this. First things first, we need to evaluate your needs. Where you decide to move to in the Philippines will be completely determined by your own personal situation and what you're looking for. Ask yourself, what are my non-negotiables for this next chapter of my life? Do you need to have strong, reliable internet connection for your remote work? Do you want to live near the beach? Do you want to live near the city? What kind of people do you want to be surrounded by? These are all invariably important questions that I believe you should nail down before booking that flight. Once you've answered that, then deciding where you want to live becomes much easier. So with that said, what I'll do for you is give you a few options that I believe every expat should keep in their back pocket when it comes to deciding where to settle down in. And these three cities that we're about to break down are the only three cities that I would personally move to myself or recommend to my clients. And so kicking off this list, the first city, which practically laid out the foundations of this channel and where we are right now, is Bonifacio Global City, or BGC. If you follow the channel, you know I'm always raving about BGC, and that within good reason. Because this city is perfect for two types of people. Number one, a retiree looking to live a life full of comfort, convenience, and having access to all types of Western amenities. And two, somebody who's looking for complete and absolute stability. What do I mean by this? Of course, the Philippines is still a developing country, so to live in a city on the outskirts or in the provinces does come with its occasional inconveniences. Maybe a blackout occurs here, the Wi-Fi goes out there, or perhaps you're stuck in traffic for 2 hours. Meanwhile, in BGC, the best way that I can describe it is that life is very smooth and stable here. As someone who's lived here for 4 years now, I rarely have to worry about these minor inconveniences. Wi-Fi here is almost always strong and stable. Traffic, specifically on the weekdays, is almost always clear due to the urban planning and the Western infrastructure of the city. The sidewalks are wide, there's a lot of pedestrian paths. And in terms of crime rates, it's almost 0 to none. And that's why you'll commonly hear many foreign vloggers come here to the Philippines, they visit BGC and they title their videos, "I can't believe this is the Philippines." Or they'll say something along the lines that BGC feels like they're living in the US. Because everything from the restaurants that you have here, the infrastructure of the city, and the people you meet are reminiscent of the West. And I know what you may be thinking, oh Evan, why would I move to BGC if I could just stay in the US? I understand, but the whole point of living in BGC is that you get the comforts of the West while enjoying the charms of Southeast Asia. And what do I mean by this? BGC affords you the comforts of having stable internet, access to diverse restaurants, and convenience being that it's a 15-minute walking distance city. And all the while, you still get that beautiful Southeast Asian flair to the environment. And in my opinion, what really makes BGC is the people. In my 4, going on 5 years here, I've noticed that BGC has increasingly become a melting pot of cultures. And I don't know what it is about this city, maybe it's the expensive price point, but I found that BGC just tends to attract the right kind of people, good people. The kind of individuals that mind their own business but are open to having a conversation on the street. The kind of people that like to enjoy life, sit at coffee shops, read books, and maybe go for a stroll at the local park. And the kind of people that aren't uptight and worried about your political standing like we do often see in the West. And so as we close on BGC, let's talk a little bit about the cost of living here. To preface, I've seen time and time again expats that come out to BGC and manage to live a good quality life on $2,000 per month. But I'd say if you really, and I mean really, want to enjoy the retired life here, try to come here on $3,000 plus per month. Now, I understand that sorting out all these logistics comes with its own sets of unknowns and uncertainties when making such a big transition here. That being said, if you need me, along with the help of my boots on the ground experience and the connections that I have here, I do want you to know that we only have 5 slots left to work one-to-one with me for the month of March. With my one-to-one services, I've helped hundreds of expats move out here to the Philippines from the US, and in turn, they saved a lot more time, effort, and money in the long run. And so if you'd like that too, book your free 15-minute call in the link in the description down below, and I'll see if we're a good fit to work together. Now, the second go-to retirement destination that I would suggest you consider is Sabu City. Sabu City trumps BGC in one primary factor, and that is having a mix of both urban and provincial life. And what this means for you is that you can experience authentic Philippines without feeling like you're living in a bubble like some people do when they come out here to BGC. Highly popular attractions such as Kawasan Falls, Sumalon Island, and swimming with whale sharks in Oslob are all attractions that would be nearby to you in Sabu City. So needless to say, although the Western amenities and urban infrastructure may not quite be on par with BGC, it definitely provides a lot more diversity of activities and scenery. And not to mention, the cost of living in Cebu is much more affordable than BGC. Look, comparing apples to oranges, rent is what comprises of your highest cost of living by far, living in a city like here in BGC, and rightfully so because of its prime location. However, rent in Sabu City, on the other hand, is far more affordable, and you get much more square meters for what you're paying for. So where it might cost you $2,500 to $3,000 per month to live in BGC, in Cebu, the average expat can live on a budget of $2,000 to $2,500 per month and still live a good quality of life there. And some even manage to live on less than that perfectly fine on the $1,500 to $2,000 budget range per month. Now, if you were to ask me what the biggest differentiator is between an expat that may move to Cebu over BGC, I'd say that it's two things. Number one, if you're somebody looking for a mix between urban city life and Philippine provincial life, then Sabu City would be for you. And as far as healthcare, Sabu City also has some of the most notable hospitals within the country. For example, you have Changhua Hospital, Cebu Doctors Hospital, and Sabu City Medical Center, which are all hospitals that you would be in good hands in. Oh, and by the way, if you're moving to the Philippines and you don't know where to start or what to expect with your move, I created a free 15-step checklist for moving to the Philippines in the link in the description down below to assist you in your initial phases of settling down here. Everything from how to exchange your money, how to open up a bank account, and how to find the best place to stay is in that checklist. Feel free to get access to it in the link in the description down below. Now, as for the third and last place to consider settling down in as a retired expat, that is Davao City. And so, if you're wondering what the city is like for foreigners, it has much of a more calm and laid-back ambiance as compared to a place like Manila. This means that it's less crowded and more spacious, which could be a refreshing change of pace. And not to mention, what Davao is also most known for is being ranked the #1 safest city in the country. Statistics show that this city has exceedingly low crime rates in comparison to the rest of the cities in the Philippines. So as far as statistics go, that's a huge plus. And in regards to cost of living, it's definitely the most affordable place on our list, with the average expat being able to spend $1 to $2K per month and live a decent lifestyle. And in addition to that, Davao also has some of the leading medical centers within the country. Davao Doctors Hospital, Davao Medical Center, and San Pedro Hospital are all solid medical facilities in the city. And so there you have it, heavy expats. Those are the top 3 soft landing cities that I would recommend for you as a retired expat to settle down in. Once again, if you need someone to guide you by the hand and get you situated here, the whole A to Z process with boots on the ground experience and connections, you can apply to work with me down below, which, by the way, I'm only accepting applicants that are moving to the Philippines within the next 1 to 4 months. If I do feel like I can help you, we can move forward together. But as for now, thank you for watching. It was a pleasure, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless.